It's Whitney. Today is, what's today? I think today's the 19th. Today's February 19th. Around, I'd say February 12th, we got the news that our daughter may have had trisomy 13, which is a chromosomal defect that happens as soon as the egg and the sperm meet each other. So there's nothing that me and my husband could have done to prevent this, and it's nothing we necessarily did to cause this defect. It's also very, very rare. The only reason why I am making it a point to record this video is because no one tells you about these things until you are in them. And I'm 23 years old. My husband's 24 years old. And people think that like it becomes a risk having kids as you get older, but like it's a risk whenever you have them, you know what I'm saying? Something can go wrong at any point that you are having them. So I just want to tell my story. This is to inform you guys. This is not to bash anybody. This is not to exploit myself or my situation. This is just so you guys know and are aware of these things, and these things can happen. It's hard for me to talk right now because it is really new. I literally just went and found out that my baby passed away. It's even harder for me because women, I'm not going to make this a race thing. I'm going to make this a woman thing, because this can happen to anybody. And when I was doing research on it, I only saw white women videos. So I'm posting this video so that someone of color can be a representation for this, because there's only white women really speaking up on it, and it happens to all of us, not just our white counterparts or our lighter skinned sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, this happens to all of us. This happens to us at all types of ages. It doesn't matter. So this is exactly why, and I'm doing it while packing and getting ready to go to the hospital to deliver my dead daughter. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start from the beginning of the story of Gia. I have yet to upload a video of Peyton, but Peyton is well. She's 18 months now. She's well, so that'll come soon. But yeah, let's start from the beginning of the story of Gia. So me and G found out we were pregnant with Gia in December. Around the same time that we kind of figured out that we were pregnant with Peyton, the year prior, or like 2 years prior, because they would have been 2 years apart. So sorry, my lips are really chapped, so it's been a while. But I told myself that I wanted to feel pretty today. I don't know why. Like, going to see the ultrasound of her today, I put on makeup because I wanted to feel pretty today. It's like my daughter was telling me, like, feel pretty today, Mom. Like, feel like yourself today, Mom, because I haven't worn makeup in a very long time. My pregnancy with Gia was pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I never threw up, but, well, no, I threw up once. But I was extremely nauseous, extremely tired. I just was worn down. And honestly, I was in no shape or form. Like, I wasn't mentally there when it came to the pregnancy with Gia. With the pregnancy with Peyton, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I knew I was pregnant. I knew that was happening. So I had positioned myself better. I was taking my vitamins a lot earlier. This was a complete shock to me. So I started taking my vitamins a little bit late, but I was drinking water. I was really healthy and really active. So I don't see why, I don't blame that for the reason why she got trisomy 13. So my OBGYN was different for Gia. My OBGYN that I have had since I was 16 years old switched. So she was no longer at my facility. So I had a new OBGYN, and honestly, I was not thrilled about that at all. I felt like she was a bitch. I did not like her. I wanted to change her, but I just didn't want it to be like, oh, I don't like her, without giving her a chance. So I gave her a chance. I wish I would have just switched. I feel like my doctors who, if I had switched, my doctor would have taken my concerns a little bit more serious. I had sciatica, but I continued to go to work, and I work in a mall, so I'm always on my feet. When I told my doctor, like, hey, I have sciatica, my feet like go numb, like just voicing my pain, my concern, she said, well, when I was pregnant, I had to still go to work. And I'm like, but you're a doctor, like you can sit down. Like, I work in the mall during COVID-19, like but I brushed it off and I continued to go to work. At work, people were stressing me out, like, oh, you can't sit there. If you want to sit, you gotta go all the way upstairs. Like, this pregnancy gave me such a hard time, but I was still trying to muscle through it. I even shot Hypnotize Me while pregnant, recorded my entire album to still do normal things. And maybe that's why. Or maybe that's what contributed to my daughter not being with us today. But yeah, so fast forward, I go to my doctor's appointment. I do the genetic testing because I wanted to get her gender early. That's all I was worried about. I wasn't really thinking like, oh, something could be wrong with her, because I just thought maybe I needed to drink more water because she wasn't adding up to the days that she actually was supposed to do. Like, I would be 13 weeks and she would measure to like 12 weeks 6 days or something like that. And I would ask my doctor, like, oh, is this normal? And she'd be like, yeah, brushing it off. So I didn't think much of it. So when I got the genetic testing, I got it with Peyton too. So I knew, like, I just knew she was fine. And I was just waiting for the gender. So I get a call, like a frantic call. And my doctor's like, oh, I'm not in the office today, but I just wanted to call and let you know that your tests for trisomy 13 came back positive. And I'm like, huh? What does that mean? So she explains to me what that is, like that there was nothing that I could have done to prevent this because it's chromosomal. It's a chromosomal defect. And that this test is 99.9%, and that trisomy 13 could kill your baby. Or you could have your baby, but it won't be full term. Or if you go full term, your baby will only be alive for like an hour. So she's just telling me like all the things that comes with trisomy 13 if this test is, you know, correct. And that basically to really find out if this is correct is you have to do another diagnostics test, which is a needle through your stomach. And there's a chance that your baby can miscarry that way as well. So me and my husband were just like, well, damn, it's a double-edged sword. Like, if we do this procedure to find out if this is true and it not be true and it kills her, I'm gonna be pissed. But if we don't do it, there's a chance that like further along I'm gonna have a really bad miscarriage, or I'm gonna give birth to a baby that's only gonna be alive for an hour, and that's gonna crush me. So me and my husband are sitting just, you know, thinking about it. Our mothers are praying. We are praying. We're trying to stay as positive as possible. But for me, it was like, I need to be realistic because yes, I want to believe and have faith, but there's a chance that this could be true and that I might be carrying a baby that may not last long. So I need to mentally prepare myself for the worst. So that's what I was doing, and I wish I would have just had faith that, because I feel like my baby felt my defeat and probably just, you know. But anyway, back to the story. So about a week goes by. No. Within the same week, I set up an appointment for the procedure, just because, you know, before you get the procedure, you have to get an ultrasound. So in my mind, it was okay, I'm gonna set up this appointment because I don't want to wait too long to find out if she does have this. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna just get the ultrasound, and if they see something in the ultrasound, then why do we need to get a CVS? You know what I'm saying? Because you saw the ultrasound showed signs of trisomy 13, and this test said that she might have trisomy 13. So that's my confirmation. I don't need to have a needle stuck in my stomach, because I heard like that's really painful and the recovery isn't that great either. So I was like, why even have to go through that? Like, me and my husband knew that we didn't want a baby to suffer. Like, we didn't want Gia to suffer. So if she was sick, we were just gonna, you know, let her go. But I was also praying that if she was sick, that she let herself go. Like, I didn't want to have to make that decision for her. So today, I wanted to cancel the appointment because it was snowing outside, but they called me twice, like, oh, come inside, come, and pressed me out to come. And they were like, oh, we can schedule you for this evening. Our earliest next appointment is next Monday because we're closed for the weekend. Like, we can squeeze you in today. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, like, whatever. My husband's like, no, let's go during your time. Like, let's just get it over with. I'm like, okay. So I get dressed. I'm crying because it's like, I don't want to get a needle stuck into me. I just want my baby to be fine. And then with COVID-19, I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody can come in there with you. So you're by yourself. And so we get there. I go up there by myself. I wait like 5 minutes in the waiting area. They let me back. Everyone's super nice, super sweet. I go in there with the nurse. She's like, okay. I'm like, hey, is it okay that I record? Because the Wi-Fi isn't that great in here. Like, my husband can barely hear. She's like, sure, go ahead. I open up the camera, and she gets quiet, honey. Like, she gets quiet. And I'm like, oh, okay. I can't really see nothing. Like, I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing. Like, okay. But she doesn't say nothing to me yet. So she goes out and gets the doctor, comes back. And I had the camera out, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't record. And I'm like, oh, but you just said that I could. Okay. Because the way she said it was like really stern and frantic. So I was like, oh, okay. And at that moment, it didn't click to me that like something was wrong. Until she scanned my stomach, and I could just tell, like, that didn't look right. Like, it didn't look right. It didn't sound right. Like, she turned on the heartbeat, and it was silent in my stomach. Like, there was no like flickering heartbeat. There was no heartbeat like sound. It was just quiet. And usually Gia would move, like, when the doctors would touch her, like, she would move. No moving. She was still. And then they put like the color around, and the color only showed the placenta. It didn't show no colors inside of my baby. And I start crying. Like, I was like, because I knew it. Like, prior to this, like, I was going to the ER. Like, I need a Doppler. Like, I need something because I feel like my baby heartbeat has stopped. Like, I had like a feeling of like my baby's heartbeat has stopped. And everybody would be like, or no, I'd be like, I can't feel my baby. And they'd be like, well, you can't feel her until 20 weeks. But with Peyton, I felt her. Like, I don't know if I was actually feeling her kicks, but at least my body knew that there was a baby in there. So it was none of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew she was good, you know what I'm saying? So I started crying because I was like, I knew it. Like, I knew that something was going to go wrong. I knew that something wasn't right. And whenever I would tell my doctor, she would like push my concerns to the side as if I was just being dramatic. And so this is what I'm going to say for anybody that's pregnant, anybody that's about to be pregnant or planning to have a family in the future. Advocate for yourself. I don't care if they don't like you in the OBGYN because you're advocating for yourself so much. Advocate for yourself, or get a midwife that you can trust and that will take what you say into consideration. Yes, moms are very emotional, very high hormonal, and very dramatic. But when I'm telling you, if I'm concerned, just take my concern for what it is and check for me. Because walking around with a dead fetus in your body has been one of the most horrific experiences I've ever had in my life. Was I ready, or did I plan the second baby? No. But the fact that I knew that I had her, I was getting ready to get there. Like, I was getting ready to, like, I was excited about being a mother and bringing my daughter into this world, and my daughter, Peyton, having a little sister to play with. And now, I mean, thank God I didn't make like a huge announcement to everybody that I was pregnant, but I just hope that this video brings awareness to Trisomy 13. You can be a lucky one and at least spend like an hour with your baby if you're lucky. Or you can be like me and never meet your baby because of Trisomy 13. It's one of the most horrific things I've ever had to overcome or ever had to bear. Like, this is hard. Like, and I've been through some shit, but this is hard. And now I have to go deliver my dead daughter. I wish I could have at least seen her, met her, like showed her that she was loved. And when I first found out, I'm gonna be honest, I was shocked and I was scared. I was shocked and I was scared. Like, in COVID, jobs are like fluctuating, like money is real scarce right now, like being pregnant, like, and then I was getting back into music. Like, I was very scared, but I was excited for my daughter. I didn't get rid of none of Peyton's old stuff because I knew that I was saving this for my daughter. And now it just, oh Lord, like, but I know that this story needs to be told because it needs to be aware, like, there needs to be awareness about this. Like, if you are able to have a healthy baby, please hold on to that baby and be so grateful of that baby, because my baby was sick. My baby was sick. My baby was sick and didn't last long. She weighed, today I'm 13 weeks and like 4 days. My baby weighed at the ultrasound up to 12 weeks. So like, I felt like I had a little kick this morning, and maybe that was her just signaling to me that she had moved on. But yeah, I love you guys so much. If you have kids, if you have family, if you have a loved one near you, go hug them and tell them how much you love them, because it's a blessing to have a life. It's a blessing to be here, because a lot of people don't make it here. And I'm just so happy that me and my husband both have an angel watching over us. So rest in peace, our beautiful daughter, Giovanni Angel Smith. Love you guys. And I'll see y'all in the vlog, because I am vlogging my entire experience so that it can bring awareness to this situation that happens not quite often, but it happens. Just so people can know, like, these are things that happen when you get pregnant. Like, being pregnant isn't just about being pregnant. There's other risk factors in it, and people just need to be aware.